What's the story, amigos? This is Kino with some cool stories for today's story time.
Kino and Jenny are trying to be the best that they can be, with some help from their friends. Okay, Kino, here we go. Good grip. Good, Kino, you can do it. First, the story of why a little girl wanted to dance.
We dance a frog hopping, leaf growing, flower opening, hello spring ballet.
Then, Mirette dreams of walking the high wire. In a day, she managed 3 steps without wavering. And finally, we all twist with a burger and jitter like a bug.
Jig to the music and sway to the tune.
Storytime is made possible by a grant from Helen and Peter Bain, so that families everywhere can share the joy of reading with their children.
Okay, Kino, on your mark, get set, go! Great, Kino! One more time.
And quarter bra, middle fifth, high fifth, head up to the hand, Jenny. Open it to a la seconde and lower.
Okay, Kino, here we go. Good grip. Good, Kino, you can do it.
And grand plie all the way down, down, go, 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 go. Nice straight back, very good. And going through the first, lower the heels and recover up. Changement and 2 and point your toes. Échappé in fifth, échappé in fifth. Changement and 2 and 3 and 4. Balance, say across. Jenny, give me your hands and lean out and have fun. 5.
Good, that's it. Keep it up.
Balance, balance, balance. 2 and 3 and bow.
You're almost there. Come on, one more. Great.
Oh, hi. I stopped to get Maya on our way in.
Hi, Mom. What a workout. My toes are tingling.
Oh, my arms are tingling.
My legs are tingling.
My brains are tingling. Boy, just one more week till the best of the best day at school. Do you think you're going to be the best dancer, Jenny?
I don't know. I hope so. I sure am practicing.
Yeah, me too.
Do you think you're going to win the obstacle course?
Well, who knows? But I sure am a lot better now than I was a week ago.
Me too. Miss Rowell's really been helping me. She's a cool coach.
Lucy's a cool coach, too.
Oh, thank you, Kino.
Thank you, Jenny, but you can call me Victoria.
How did you ever learn to dance, Victoria?
Ooh, that's a long story, but here goes. My mother loved the arts. She played the piano, and she noticed that I loved to dance. So she bought me a pair of ballet slippers, and she enrolled me in a very good ballet school. And I worked very, very hard. Practice, practice, practice. And ultimately, I ended up with American Ballet Theater in New York. But I have a book here that I just love because it reminds me of my mom. Would you like to hear it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay, good. It's called My Mama Had a Dancing Heart by Libba Moore Gray, illustrated by Rowell. My mama had a dancing heart, and she shared that heart with me. With a grin and a giggle and a hug and a whistle, we'd slap our knees and Mama would say, bless the world. It feels like a tip-tapping, song-singing, finger-snapping kind of day. Let's celebrate. So we did. When a warm spring rain would come pinging on the window pane, we'd kick off our shoes and out into the rain we'd go. We'd dance a frog-hopping, leaf-growing, flower-opening Hello Spring Ballet. High-stepping and splashing, the rain running down our faces, I'd slip swish behind Mama through the newly green grass. And afterward, we'd read rain poems and drink sassafras tea with lemon curls floating. And in summer, when the waves would come, splashing on the shore, out we'd go into the red-orange morning with kites and balloons tied to our wrists. We'd do a seabird flapping, dolphin arching Hello Summer Ballet. With me following Mama, the sand stuck between our toes of our up and down squashing feet. And afterward, we'd seashell pile the windowsill and drink lemonade cold. And when the cool autumn winds would come puffing through the clouds, and the hold-on tight leaves would finally let go and flutter to the ground. Out we'd go into the eye-blinking blue air with Mama leading in a leaf-kicking, leg-lifting, hand-clapping Hello Autumn Ballet. And afterward, we'd wax paper press leaves, red and gold, and drink hot tea spiced. And when the winter snows came softly down, shawling the earth, out we'd go and do a body flat, arms moving up and down snow angel Hello Winter Ballet. And then we'd stand up, Mama first, and dance in slow motion, like hand-mittened galoshes galumphing funny old snowmen. And afterward, we'd cut snowflakes, paper white delicate, and sip cocoa with marshmallows floating. And now, after satin ribboning my feet and listening to the violin sing swelling around me, onto the stage I go, air-daring, leap-flying, wings-soaring, letting the spring rain, summer waves, autumn leaves, winter snow carry me along until the music slows and I feather float down, down to the ground. Afterward, I imagine that I hear my mama saying, "Bless the world. It feels like a tip-tapping, song-singing, finger-snapping kind of day. Let's celebrate." My mama had a dancing heart, and she shared that heart with me. The end.
Oh, that was a cool story, Victoria. You know, I think that girl's a really good dancer now because the book said she was dancing on a stage.
Well, you see, Kino, her mother inspired her. And so she practiced. You must practice very hard if you want to be good at anything in this world.
Yup. That's why I'm practicing on the obstacle course for Best of the Best Day.
And that's why I'm practicing my dancing with Victoria.
You know, I still practice, too. I have a teacher, and he coaches me all the time.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa!
You know, I have a book right here about a little girl who practiced very hard and who had a wonderful coach, too. Shall I read it?
Yeah. Sure, yeah.
All right. It's called Mirette on the High Wire by Emily Arnold McCulley. 100 years ago in Paris, when theaters and music halls drew traveling players from all over the world, the best place to stay was at the Widow Gatteau's, a boarding house on English Street. Acrobats, jugglers, actors, and mimes from as far away as Moscow and New York reclined on the widow's feather mattresses and devoured her kidney stews. Madame Gatteau worked hard to make her guests comfortable, and so did her daughter, Mirette. The girl was an expert at washing linens, chopping leeks, paring potatoes, and mopping floors. She was a good listener, too. Nothing pleased her more than to overhear the vagabond players tell of their adventures in this town and that along the road. One evening, a tall, sad-faced stranger arrived. He told Madame Gatteau he was Bellini, a retired high-wire walker. "I am here for a rest," he said. "I have just the room for you, Monsieur Bellini, in the back where it's quiet," she said. "But it's on the ground floor with no view." "Perfect," said the stranger. "I will take my meals alone." The next afternoon, when Mirette came for the sheets, there was the stranger crossing the courtyard on air. Mirette was enchanted. Of all the things a person could do, this must be the most magical. Her feet tingled as if they wanted to jump up on the wire beside Bellini. Mirette worked up the courage to speak. "Excuse me, Monsieur Bellini, I want to learn to do that," she cried. Bellini sighed. "That would not be a good idea," he said. "Once you start, your feet are never happy again on the ground." "Oh, please teach me," Mirette begged. "My feet are already unhappy on the ground." But he shook his head. Mirette watched him every day. He would slide his feet onto the wire, cast his eyes ahead, and cross without ever looking down, as if in a trance. Finally, she couldn't resist any longer. When Bellini was gone, she jumped up on the wire to try it herself. Her arms flailed like windmills. In a moment, she was back on the ground. Bellini made it look so easy. Surely she could do it too if she kept trying. In 10 tries, she balanced on one foot for a few seconds. In a day, she managed 3 steps without wavering. Finally, after a week of many falls, she walked the length of the wire. She couldn't wait to show Bellini. He was silent for a long time. Then he said, "In the beginning, everyone falls. Most give up, but you kept trying. Perhaps you have talent as well." "Oh, thank you," said Mirette. She got up 2 hours earlier every day to finish her chores before the sun shone in the courtyard. The rest of the day was for lessons and practice. Bellini was a strict master. Never let your eyes stray, he told her day after day. Think only of the wire and of crossing to the end. When she could cross dozens of times without falling, he taught her the wire walker's salute. Then she learned to run, to lie down, and to turn a somersault. I will never fall again, Mirette shouted. Do not boast, Bellini said, so sharply that Mirette lost her balance and had to jump down. One night, an agent from Astley's Hippodrome in London rented a room. He noticed Bellini on his way to dinner. What a shock to see him here, he explained. See who? Asked a mime. Why, the great Bellini. Didn't you know he was in the room at the back? Bellini? The one who crossed Niagara Falls on a 1,000-foot wire in 10 minutes? Asked the mime. And on the way back, stopped in the middle to cook an omelet on a stove full of live coals. Then he opened a bottle of champagne and toasted the crowd, the agent recalled. My uncle used to talk about that, said a juggler. Bellini crossed the Alps with baskets tied to his feet, fired a cannon over the bull ring in Barcelona, walked a flaming wire wearing a blindfold in Naples. The man had the nerves of an iceberg, the agent said. Mirette raced to Bellini's room. Is it true? She cried. You did all those things? Why didn't you tell me? I want to do them too. I want to go with you. I can't take you, said Bellini. But why not? Asked Mirette. Bellini hesitated a long time. Because I am afraid, he said at last. Mirette was astonished. Afraid? She said. But why? Once you have fear on the wire, it never leaves, Bellini said. But you must make it leave, Mirette insisted. I cannot, said Bellini. Mirette turned and ran to the kitchen as tears sprang to her eyes. She had felt such joy on the wire. Now Bellini's fear was like a cloud, casting its black shadow on all she had learned from him. Bellini paced his room for hours. It was terrible to disappoint Mirette. By dawn, he knew that if he didn't face his fear at last, he could not face Mirette. He knew what he must do. The question was, could he succeed? That night, when the agent returned, Bellini was waiting for him. The agent listened to Bellini's plan with mounting excitement. I'll take care of it, he promised. To himself, he added, a big crowd will make me a tidy profit. What luck I just happen to be in Paris now. Bellini went out to find a length of hemp with a steel core. He borrowed a winch and worked until daylight, securing the wire. The next evening, Mirette heard the commotion in the street. Go and see what it is," her mother said. "Maybe it will cheer you up." In the square was a hubbub. The crowd was so thick she couldn't see at first that the agent was aiming a spotlight at the sky. "Return of the great Bellini!" he was yelling. Could it be? Marette's heart hammered in her chest. Bellini stepped out onto the wire and saluted the crowd. He took a step and then froze. The crowd cheered wildly. But something was wrong. Marette knew at once what it was. For a moment, she was as frozen as Bellini was. Then she threw herself at the door behind her, ran inside, up flight after flight of stairs, and out through a skylight to the roof. She stretched her hands to Bellini. He smiled and began to walk toward her. She stepped onto the wire, and with the most intense pleasure, as she had always imagined it might be, she started to cross the sky. "Brava! Bravo!" roared the crowd. "Protégé of the great Bellini!" shouted the agent. He was beside himself, already planning the world tour of Bellini and Marette. As for the master and his pupil, they were thinking only of the wire and of crossing to the end. The end. What did you think of that? Did you have a favorite part, Maya?
When the people are cheering.
Oh, yeah. Why were they cheering?
Because the girl and the man were on the rope.
Is that something you'd like to try, Kino?
Oh, man, yeah. Walking on a tightrope would be so cool. I'd love to do that, just like Marette and the great Bellini. Ya-da-da-da-da. Wow!
Well, Marette had the great Bellini to help her learn something new, especially something as dangerous as the high wire.
Right. Good thing that was just my imagination, huh? Yeah.
Well, you know, it seemed as though Marette enjoyed walking the tightrope, yes? It's very important to enjoy whatever you're practicing.
Oh, yes. It's much easier to work hard at something that you really like to do.
Yep. I love obstacle courses, too. I want to be the best of the best on the obstacle course.
And I love dancing. I want to be the best of the best at dancing.
Oh, then you'll love this book. As a matter of fact, you all can dance along with it. It's called Twist with a Burger, Jitter with a Bug by Linda Lowry, pictures by Pat Dippold. Come on, everybody, let's get up. Come on. Okay. Dance a mambo. Snap to a rap. Put on your cleats. And tap, tap, tap. Woo! Jig to the music and sway to the tune. Polka after supper with your fork and your spoon. Leap like a lion. Wiggle like a snake. Slide on the ice in the middle of a lake. Twist with a burger. Jitter with a bug. Call in the neighbors and roll up the rug. Woo! Hop to the rhythm. Jive to the beat. Rattle in your bones. Up a dark, dark street. Up on the couch. Boogie in the bathtub. Hula hula dance. Rumba if you wanna. In your underpants. Dance in the morning. Dance afternoon. Catch a last waltz. by the light of the moon.
Phew! I danced till I dropped.
I danced till I plopped.
Oh, you sure did. Well, before you dance away for today, let's do our story picks.
Okay.
The first is a biography, a story about a real person. Her name was Wilma Rudolph. Just like Kino and Jenny, Wilma worked very hard to be the best that she could be. And for Wilma, that meant running really fast. At one time, she was the world's fastest woman. It's called Wilma Unlimited. And this story is about little Bobo who discovered a violin. He loved the sound so much he couldn't stop practicing. He got better and better and made beautiful music. But then something dreadful happens, which sets him off on quite an adventure. Well, thank you, Victoria, for reading to us and for coaching Jenny for the best of the best day.
And thanks for coaching me, Lucy.
Oh.
I'm going to keep practicing so I get to be the best of the best on the obstacle course.
Ah, that's the spirit. Well, goodbye, everybody. And remember, keep a story in your heart.
Oh, hey, I've got an idea. One more time. You too, everybody.
Today's Storytime books are My Mama Had a Dancing Heart by Libba Moore Gray, illustrated by Rowell Colon. Mirette on the High Wire by Emily Arnold McCulley. Twist with a Burger, Jitter with a Bug by Linda Lowry, illustrated by Pat Diepold. Wilma Unlimited by Kathleen Krull, illustrated by David Diaz. And Little Bobo by Serena Romanelli, illustrated by Hans de Beer. You can find these and other books at your local library.
Storytime is made possible by a grant from Helen and Peter Bain, so that families everywhere can share the joy of reading with their children. Storytime is a production of KCET Los Angeles.